welcome back to another podcast episode of Wellness in Woodford. We have some very special guests with us today. You probably, if you're from here in Woodford, you have heard of the Pink Sisters Breast Cancer Support Group. And we have 3 of those members, including the founding member, with us today to talk about Pink Sisters, but then to also talk to these ladies about their breast cancer journey. There are no 2 journeys alike. And we just want to increase awareness about the things that we didn't necessarily know when we started our journey, and what advice that we would give to people maybe in their late 30s that are going to begin the preventative screenings, or maybe they're doing that sooner because of a lump that they found, or maybe genetic testing or family history. So I'll start with myself, Cassie Prather. I work here at the health department, but first and foremost, I'm a wife and mother of 5. I found out 2.5 years ago, that I had breast cancer, and complete and total shock, no family history. I actually had 2 different kinds of breast cancer. So, I didn't really know my options, because everything changed. And I think we talked about that a lot last week. Yeah. Is that, the plan changes the whole time. Once you think you've got like an appointment or a procedure set, it changes. It is. So, I just want to say, kind of be prepared for anything. I had a long wait time before I got my mastectomies. I was able to do a direct implant and nipple sparing mastectomy. So that's a little bit different. I did that at UK. I don't know if only UK does that. I'm not really sure. But it was a long process. I say I'm surviving breast cancer. I don't know that you ever completely survive it. It becomes part of you, and something that you carry with you for the rest of your life. From going to numerous appointments. Anytime something goes wrong, your oncologist wants to send you, for like a complete workup, which I greatly appreciate, but it's terrifying,
Absolutely.
So after this side of it, that's kind of a surprise, I guess, to me, that everything becomes a major issue, even if it may not be. But I know that they're erring on the side of caution. But I'm 2 years out. I've actually moved into the survivorship clinic at Markey Cancer Center. And I know that these ladies that we have with us today have so much more to talk about. And you've already heard a little bit about my journey. And so I'm going to hand it over to Miss Catherine Anderson. Her daughter, Peyton, was actually the founder of Pink Sisters. And now Catherine pulls it off all by herself. So,
monthly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we've got an event coming up I'm sure you're going to want to talk about. But if you want to go ahead and tell your story. And
Yeah, so I am Catherine Anderson, born and raised here in Woodford County. And like Cassie said, I can't take all the credit for Pink Sisters. It was something that my daughter wanted to give back to the community that was completely behind us through my fight. And so my fight began in 2018. I had just turned 36. Let that sink, because the recommended age for mammograms is 40. So I made it a point to bring it up to my doctor. And at that time, the doctor really didn't think anything of it. But they said, we can get a mammogram just to be safe than sorry. And I was like, sure. And I really didn't say too much, about going and getting my mammogram. I guess I kind of made a joke about it. Like, hey, got to go get these babies checked. But lo and behold, through the blessing of Lexington Clinic Breast Center, I was able to actually get a mammogram, an ultrasound, and my biopsy all in the same day. Yes, that was pre-COVID, but I was able to get all of that because just knowing the battle that I have gone, and others can attest to it, the stress will eat you alive. So I believe it was like a Wednesday in May. And I actually was like, they told me I would get my results back that Thursday or Friday. And it was about Thursday, probably right at 5, a little after 5. And I didn't think I'll hear back from them. And sure enough, I got that call. Some reason I was still in my office by myself. The lights were out in the lobby, and I'm never there by myself. So it was just kind of like God's way of here's your news, and here you're going to cope with it. And I did get that call that I had breast cancer. And so from there, I ended up having the nurse navigator was amazing, set up all my appointments. The following week, I was meeting with the general surgeon and the oncologist. And from there, I was told I had triple positive, and it happened so quickly. Like, I really didn't have time to prepare. And I guess it's because triple positive, with the HER2 positive being so aggressive, I think I was in treatment the following week. So it was a lot to process. And so, yeah, here I am 7 years out. Still going strong, but like Cassie said, every ache and pain, it brings back a little concern and stress. And thank goodness for my oncologist. I still go to her every 6 months. If it was any longer, I'd feel like we were breaking up, and I don't think I could handle that. So that is my little reassurance, because a little blessing. It was not in my lymph nodes, so therefore I'm not eligible for a yearly scan. So that connection, that appointment with my oncologist is a little bit of my reassurance. So, yes.
Yes.
I'll pass it on to the next one.
Miss Sarah.
So I'm Sarah Asbury, born and raised here in Woodford County. My journey started in 2021. So it was towards the end of COVID. I was laying in bed and happened to just feel a lump on the top of my right breast. I had just turned 39. Thought it was a mom of 3 boys. Thought it was the youngest one had hit me with a ball, headbutted me, something. You never know. And so I ended up telling my mom about it. And she said, you might want to reach out, to somebody. Maybe start with your gynecologist. So my gynecologist and I have been together for a long, long time. I love him. It's either dad, therapist, or doctor that day, depending on what the appointment is. So I called Dr. Euclid at Baptist, and he got me in. Said, I don't think it's anything we have to worry about. You don't have any family history, but let's check you and see what's going on. So he felt the lump, and again, just thought it was scar tissue or just a cyst, or nothing major. He said, but let's send you over to diagnostic. So about a week later, I was in diagnostic mammogram, and again, I was 39, had never had a mammogram, so I thought I had to look cute at my appointment and wore a dress. That you don't in a mammogram. So they didn't know what to do with me. They had to go across the hall to the cardiologist office to get a full-length gown, and we kind of laughed about it the whole time. But I had the mammogram, and luckily at the time they asked if I had time for an ultrasound and biopsy while I was there. Wow. So it ended up being a 6-hour appointment. Without telling me I had breast cancer, they were telling me I had breast cancer. Pretty much I asked towards the end, and she just kind of shook her head in a circle roundabout and just said, if you have anything going on being a single mom over the next 18 months, I suggest you get help. So with your children. So I actually saw my results on my chart, which I think is a blessing and a curse, all in one. because it was right before the weekend. I think it was on a Wednesday or Thursday. And so you're constantly stressing over, like, am I good? Am I good? Am I good? So I kept checking it, and they were on there before my doctor could call. That Monday, when I saw the results, I actually called my gynecologist and said, I hate you. I have breast cancer. And we cried together. And this was, again, before we could, I even heard the results from mammogram. So after that, picked a surgeon, got my plan together. I did all of mine at Baptist. I ended up with a double mastectomy first. As I was going in to have my double mastectomy, I went to pick my mom up to go with me because, again, it was still COVID times. The hospital was very limited on who you could have with you. So they allowed one person just because you're going to be in surgery. I went to pick my mom up to go with me, and I found her dead the morning of my double mastectomy. So called my surgeon and was like, we're not doing this today. He gave me 10 days because I was triple positive. I was stage 3, but it was not in my lymph nodes yet. So 10 days to do what we needed to do family-wise. And when I went in and had the double mastectomy, he would not let me do reconstruction at the same time. Just said my body probably couldn't withstand it and the stress. So we did that. I followed with the 6 rounds of the triple chemos and 12 more of the regular, so 18 total rounds of chemo, and then started my reconstruction process. I had several at UK, opted to go with UK, heard about a great surgeon who could rebuild the nipple, which I thought was interesting, so thought I would go there. Little did I know I've ended up with issues, and I guess 4 years out, and I actually just restarted the process again July 30th. I've been working with insurance due to issues with my reconstruction process and have started the Build-A-Boob process over. But once I'm finished, November 26th, they're going to be wonderful. So thanks to Dr. Moore, Evan Moore, with that one. Love him. And on that note, I'll pass it to Rochelle.
All right. I am Rochelle Duncan. Also born and raised here in Woodford County. And my breast cancer process is a lot the same, but also very different. So I was triple positive as well. I've been a nurse for 24 years. So I've dealt with this for many, many years. I work in surgery, and I have a few inside connections that helps a lot. My radiologist is a very good friend of mine. And so I've always just followed her wherever I need to have my mammograms. So I was in Winchester having a mammogram just because that's where she was. So I just went to her, and just regular screening mammogram. I had just turned 41. So she did my mammogram, and I was sitting with her talking about our families, and she was reading it as we were sitting there, and she said, I don't like the way this looks, so I'm going to schedule you for a diagnostic and ultrasound next week. So I came in the next week, and this was right before Christmas of 2022. And so I came in the next week and had another mammogram and an ultrasound and a biopsy. And then she called me back herself on January the 3rd and said, it's breast cancer. It's triple positive. I just got off the phone with the pathologist. And so from there, she said, I will call your general surgeon, and I will threaten him, and we will get you in this week. And I called my plastic surgeon, who is Evan Moore also, but I work with him 2 days a week in the operating room. And so from the time of my diagnosis until my mastectomy and started the reconstruction was 15 days. So like I said, it helps knowing people.
Wow.
That's awesome.
So I was in and out pretty quickly, and then got my port and had 12 weeks of chemo, and then a year every 3 weeks of infusions afterwards, and had my reconstruction in July, and had my port taken out on the 27th of December, and left that last infusion, went and did surgery on another one of our pink sisters, and then went to the doctor's office and had my port taken out. And because I wanted it all done in 1 year, I took my own stitches out on New Year's Eve. And 2024, I started all over, and fresh new year.
Yes. Yes.
So
That's what I'm going to do.
Yay.
5 to 10 years of the tamoxifen, the hormone blockers, and we should be good. So
You know what's funny is that my oncologist, when I got the diagnosis of triple positive, she looked at me and she said, "You're unique." And here the three of us sit here
Or all
with triple positive.
yes,
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's also like, I guess research is showing that under 40 or at 40 and younger, breast cancer diagnosis is on a rise.
it's amazing the number of patients that we see right now. We had a 28-year-old
Oh, wow.
last week with breast cancer that we operated on. It's
My word.
younger and younger every week.
So I have a question for all three of you all. I know that you said that you felt something, Catherine,
Yes.
but Rochelle, Sarah, did you all feel anything?
I never felt anything, even after I saw it on the mammogram and knew it was there. I could not find. It was very small.
Okay.
I did. I felt mine. Like,
You did say that.
yes.
You, okay.
Because I thought it was on the top of my right, which is not a common place for
Okay.
a spot to be. It's usually along the outside
Okay.
or below. I just thought that one of my kids had hit me with something.
Oh, yeah.
I just would play with it. I could put my fingers all the way around it and move it, and I just would constantly mess with it.
Pick it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
So I just with Rochelle and I, we both. Yours was probably too small and maybe too deep to feel it. I
Right.
couldn't feel mine. My oncologist said it would have been 3 to 5 years before I would have felt it. So if we hadn't gone the route of a mammogram, then we'd be in
We would have been too late.
yes, and it'd been different surgery. The
And
different
that's
prognosis.
even scarier, too, to know that it takes that long
Yes.
for you to feel it, to know, okay, go back in 8 years.
Yeah.
I would have been 33 or younger.
Absolutely.
well, in my case, being the beginning of the year, I would have turned 40 in November, and that would have been right before Christmas. With no family history, I wouldn't have rushed to do a mammogram. I would have
Right.
thought that's the last thing I have to worry about. So stage 3 in May of 2021, by then I would have been dead if I would have waited.
That is just crazy.
Yeah.
And that young.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm just trying to think of like things that we can tell people like that, that are listening, and either maybe are too young yet to have a mammogram. I know one thing that I've written down here. Sarah says, "Don't wear a dress to your appointment."
No. Don't advise
I'm
it.
gonna laugh about that forever now.
Unless you want to be like the life of the party.
Yeah.
Because everybody else that looked at me in their little pink half gown on the top, and I'm there in like the old hospital checkered white one,
Yes.
and they're like, "What's wrong with this girl?
Hey.
What is she doing here? Like, she's at the wrong appointment. She came to the wrong place."
Well,
Which of course I probably wanted to be somewhere else.
Yeah,
but
yes. Well, and I think that we subconsciously or maybe consciously use humor and things like that to get through it. Like my big thing is I will run into like a door facing if I'm trying to go sideways, because the majority of my breast area is actually numb.
Yes.
So I can't
yeah.
feel it. And I'll bump into people, doors, things like that. And they'll be like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And I'm like, "Oh,
Oh, sorry.
no, I'm sorry." Because I just hit you with the big ball of saline. Like, it's just, I mean, but it's the truth.
It is.
And they get cold.
That's one of the
The
things
feeling.
I tell all of my patients. When you get your implants, is they're room temperature.
Yes.
Your body will be warm. Your implants are cold because there's no insulation. There's no blood supply. You don't think about it, but it's very odd.
It is.
And I tell all the patients that are getting tissue expanders, they're hard. And if you have a top load washing machine, you can't reach the bottom of your washing machine. So
like hack one
you
leg
either
over
have
and try to get down
go
in
at
there.
it sideways or get a little step to help you reach down into the
Reach
bottom,
down in
or
there.
or have somebody do your laundry. But
Yeah.
that's laundry was the thing I felt like doing all through my chemo. I couldn't do a whole lot of other house chores and things. Everything was too heavy, or so I did want to do my laundry. So
I'm so glad that you're telling people that, though, because I didn't know that they would be, and maybe somebody told me, because part of the way I deal with things is really by like distancing myself from it, which is just, I mean, it's a coping mechanism. But yeah, I'll roll over on my side at night and I'm like, "Oh, I'm too cold." Like, you just have to rearrange. I really didn't know about the fluid that you kind of always will have underneath your arms. That's one thing really found out about after. And I've gone to the doctor. It's not lymphedema. It's just displaced. It just, I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird. But I guess if we want to give people advice and kind of just as a signing off, but we're saying, we wish we'd known these things. I wish I had known I could make the appointment by myself. I didn't need a referral because
Yes.
I was 40 already. And I wish somebody had told me I would miss my actual, at the time you think, "Oh my goodness, just get these off of me. If they have something in them that's going to kill me." And then, I feel like I'm still trying to get used to,
The
my
new
new
you.
body.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think when people, if they haven't been through the process,
Right.
I feel like one of the first things you hear most common is, well, at least you're going to get new boobs. They're going to be pretty.
Yeah.
They're going to be perky.
We'll just get a mastectomy. And they're
Yeah.
like, yeah,
And it sounds good,
you're right.
but I will attest, going through it now again a second time, I would give anything to have my old breast back.
Yes. Yes.
I liked them.
Yes.
And these are not comfortable.
No, they are not.
And now you look, and when you look at yourself in the mirror, you have scars completely across that will never go away. And yes, that's part of your story, and that shows who you are. But it's going to be a daily reminder of what you've been through.
And you don't have to like it.
No.
Yeah.
as a nurse, one of the main clinical diagnoses that we would have given to patients after a major surgery, a mastectomy, is the same as like an amputation. It's an alteration in body image.
Yes.
And it changes your body image, and your
Yes.
mind has to adapt to that.
It does.
And the phantom itch.
Yes. Yes. You never get to it.
No.
Yeah.
You never
itch
get
you
to
can't
it.
scratch.
No, you cannot. No, you can't.
Yes. So it is. Well, you do relate to it a lot more like an amputee or.
Yeah. And that they'll put that on your wrist. Whichever one of your breasts had the actual cancer in it, you get a band that says amputee.
Oh.
And I just have my no
Yeah,
BP, no stick.
Yeah.
There you go. Yes, they don't like you to do blood pressure or get any kind of blood or anything like that.
No. I was on
Increases
right
the
time.
risk of infection and lymphatics
Yeah.
problems.
Yeah.
But I have no feeling in that side either, under the armpit.
Yeah, there's not a lot there. I can
It's
feel
not
some
much.
pressure.
Yeah.
We're like,
pressure.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
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 Well, Catherine, what would you, any kind of
Well, I
like,
think I would,
parting words?
yeah, I think I would do two things. One, you know yourself, you know your body. Make sure you're, one, advocating for yourself, but also doing your monthly checks. But the other thing that I would probably advise, and I say it all the time, is to stay positive. That is the best medicine that is going to get you through it. Even though your fight, your journey is going to have its highs and lows, just to stay positive. Like you were saying earlier, a little humor is what kind of got me through, because my journey wasn't perfect. There would be times I guess there was a time I got sick and I couldn't have treatment. I got a joke to Josh that he gave me a all exclusive 4-wall stay at the hospital one night because I had gotten sick. So there's things like that. I, like Sarah, I actually got an infection. I was so close to having the exchange from the expanders to the implant, and I picked up an infection and had to start all over. So I'm just saying that just stay positive through your journey, that is the best medicine, and that the community here is great and is with you, and that there's always help there for you.
And with that note, she can talk about the event coming up.
With that, Pink Sisters, the last 2 years, we've kind of held a community walk at the old high school here in town. But this year we decided we wanted to do it bigger and better, and we wanted to light up Woodford County and light it up pink. And we are hosting an event down at the district area. We're going to have vendors, we're going to have resources, we're going to have blow ups and things for all ages.
Food trucks.
Food trucks, yeah.
And a band.
And a band. So just to get the community together and basically raise awareness for breast cancer. We do plan to host an honor walk at some point during the night, probably more early on, and hope to get the whole community out and on the courthouse.
Wear your pink.
Light it up pink.
And that is October 10th.
The 10th, 6 to 9.
But Pink Sisters has just been a huge
Absolutely. I
like,
can tell
godsend.
you guys, I've known the whole process of surgery just because that's what I've always done, but I was totally clueless about chemo. And Catherine and Sarah both reached out and messaged me and were there to ask stupid questions to, and it was huge just having you guys there.
Well, and that's what got me through too, was having somebody either who have gone or is going through it. Just because it's different. It's hard to relate to somebody if you haven't been
And
in
the
those
fact
shoes.
that we were all in high school together is ridiculous.
Right.
I know.
That's so cool. I mean, like, just seeing you all together, it just melts my heart.
Yeah.
Because I'm a transplant, and
We'll
Oh,
keep
we
you.
adopt.
Okay,
we
we'll
adopt.
keep you. Okay.
You're a keeper.
Okay.
Yeah. But with that, on Pink Sisters, though, we do host a monthly support group.
Yes.
The last Tuesday of the month. Most of the time, it's at the Woodford County Library. We communicate on Facebook, but you can always send us an email and get on our email blast.
Website or anything?
No,
So Facebook is the
Facebook is the way, and email. That's our goal. If we could have resources and somebody had time to build a website, but yeah, that's our goal.
What's the name of the Facebook?
It's Pink Sisters, Versailles, Kentucky, and that way you got the right one here in town.
I'm glad you said that, because yours is like ours. It's the Woodford County Health Department. Unless you put Kentucky, you are going to find other Woodford County Health Departments. And there are other Pink Sisters groups.
Yes.
So make sure to search for the Versailles chapter.
Yeah.
We're a chapter.
Yeah.
We're kind of a gang. No, I'm just kidding. Yes, yes.
So
So
wants to join.
do you? Yeah, exactly. Yes. So are there other things that you all want to add? Any kind of valuable things that you take along with you that you wish you'd known, or somebody maybe that has just found out? I know your message is stay positive, which is great.
Well, to that, I would add, one of my favorite Bible verses has always been Proverbs 17:22, and that's a cheerful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones, and that is 100% true. You just have to stay positive and make your way through it the best you can, because there's no getting around it.
Yep.
So
You got to deal with it
you
head
gotta deal
on.
with it. And I use this opportunity as a great experience to learn how to better take care of my patients.
Yeah.
And
Good for you.
Yes.
yeah, I certainly wouldn't wish this on anybody, but I'm glad that I have done so well and can use this experience.
Absolutely.
So
I've had two close friends, two girls, Woodford County girls, that are in the process of planning their mastectomies. There were 3 people that reached out to me at the same time. And one was a little bit older than the other 2 and had other mammograms. The other 2, they were very early. It was like one of their first or second mammograms. And so the prevalence is going up. I think we need to see policy change.
absolutely.
Coverage universal. You don't have, started at 35, started at 30. Actually, if we're going to make a policy change, started at 30.
I don't think
Right.
the healthcare system could keep up with it,
I know.
because I think we would find more than we're able to manage.
address. And maybe if we could find something or put them on some kind of medicine to make it, maybe not grow. I don't know. But
Yeah.
there are a lot of people out there that need support because you do feel all alone. And you want to try to keep working. You want to try to keep being there for your kids. And, it's just a lot.
And
But
nobody should fight alone.
no,
Absolutely.
no. So,
And I think that's one big thing that we, as Pink Sisters, tried to do for the community and those who reached out or join us is we don't have all the answers, but we try to get a lot of resources and connections out there. Like, so for your friends who are going through it, there's resources out there that can get them prepared for their surgery. I didn't know about it then. I didn't know what I needed for surgery.
Exactly.
oh, yeah.
And there's
yeah,
other
yeah.
nonprofits out there giving back just because they've gone through it or they saw a loved one go through it.
And
And
just saw the need.
yes,
I know when I first was diagnosed, Catherine reached out to me. We met at Ricardo's. She told me everything I needed, medicine-wise, have this. And again, nobody's journey's the same.
That's right.
But at least you have everything on hand.
Absolutely.
And as much as you can expect, right?
Absolutely.
And then I make sure to pass that on to Rochelle,
yes.
and she reached out.
she probably already knew it.
Yeah.
And she reached out to me.
And I
Yeah.
try to pass that on to every patient I
Yes.
come across. Absolutely.
That's how I feel. We didn't go through this for no reason.
Right.
And that's another way of giving back our knowledge and things that we've learned even after that diagnosis. But I want to so the couple of my friends were kind of keeping it secret for a while, but now that they have dates and stuff like that, they're sharing it. But I want to close again by reminding the community that anybody can come down for this Go Peek of it.
Yes, everybody.
Do you have questions about breast cancer? Do you have somebody in your family that's been diagnosed? We're going to be down there actually with our clinic mobile, and we're going to have breast models. Oh, gosh. Okay. That sounded bad. My,
I was going to say, I might do it, but I'm
Yeah.
not finished yet. So,
no, like, sorry. So we have, like, it's
Molds.
molds for
That
you.
even still
Because,
sounds good.
as women, if it is to the point where you can feel it, you need to know what you're feeling for.
Right.
You may have dense breast tissue if you breastfed and all that. So anyway, we're going to have those down there. There's going to be something here for everybody.
Yes.
I mean, if you are just want to be more informed so that you can help your your daughter, your wife through the process. There's going to be something down there for everybody, and we hope to see everyone there. And if you all I want to make sure everybody's had a chance to say everything that they want to say, because everything that you all have said is just so spot on and perfect.
I want to remind people too. I didn't know that there was an option for keeping your hair during chemo.
That's a
And
great point.
you have to be an advocate for yourself, but it's called the one that St. Joe East had was called DignaCap, and it is a freezer cap that freezes your scalp during your chemo treatments. So I was able to keep my hair despite the 12 rounds of chemo, and it was amazing. And St. Joe has actually a program called the Yes Ma'am, Yes Serve, and it is a nonprofit foundation run that does free mammograms and cervical screenings for people. And that there was a grant that helps pay for the DignaCap through that. And insurance paid for part of it, and part of it was out of pocket, and it was amazing. So
There's probably money for people that don't have that, like
Right.
get that covered.
yeah, and I know other facilities have something similar to that.
See, it was meant for you all to be
But,
here today, because
yeah.
you all are talking about things.
We're actually on the day after our event on October the 11th is a Yes Ma'am, Yes Serve 5K at RJ Corman, and it raises money
For
for
those that need it for that.
that. Yeah,
That's
and
great.
for
Interesting.
mammograms and cervical screenings.
Yes.
I need to
So.
sign up for that.
It's great
I think
fun. I'll
there's
be there.
I think there's one big thing too that we haven't mentioned is that while we're all female here talking about it, men get breast cancer too.
That's
Yes,
so
such
true.
a great
So-
point. Good call, Catherine.
So everybody's an advocate for themselves, and knowing your body.
And really, I mean, I think with men, it's really doing those self exams, noticing if there's a change. I know nipple discharge can also be a sign. So that is a
Inverted
great
nipples.
point. Yes. So is that a change, or if you maybe have that?
It's a change.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it would be a
That's-
change.
All right.
Or dimpling of your skin.
Dimpling. Okay. I'm writing down
Discharge,
notes. I'm learning
redness.
stuff too.
Yeah. And then palpable lumps for sure.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
Well,
Yes.
thank you
Yes,
all
thank
for
you.
being
Thank you
on
so
here.
much.
I think the message of the day is stay vigilant, stay positive, and remain hopeful.
Yes.
And you all have been all of that to me and to the community, and we cannot thank you enough.
Well, the community has been great. Absolutely.
It's a
Yes.
great
It
supportive
takes a village.
community. Absolutely.
Yes.
I want to clap for you all. Thank you so much for being on this episode of Wellness in Woodford, and thank you to Corey and the Chamber for hosting this.
And Kingsley.
And Kingsley, yes, absolutely.
Well, thank you for having us and supporting us and getting the word out.
It's good timing, and it's the time of the year that we need to make sure that people know the risks, but they also know the resources as well.